Go.
Something's going on.
Welcome to the live stream with Dr. Mark Vaughan and
Ava Lee.
Ava Lee is back for a second time. She actually came back. So thank you for all your kind comments. And I think Mr. Ed did something over here to Francis. Mr. Ed, let's show everybody that you are here.
Yeah, I am here. I sure am.
So we're getting back. You know, we have Ava, now we have Mr. Ed back, and then we're hoping to get Dr. Gawain back after his wonderful vacation, which many of you are watching because he puts out those videos nearly daily of the different national parks they're hitting. He just put out Bryce Canyon National Park with his family there. So those of you who follow at drgreenknight.com, you can see a link in last week's post. I haven't seen this week's post yet because it came out late. He wasn't on his usual speed doing it. And you see me always looking down here because I'm the director, because Holly is still out on,
Little Holly,
on her
yeah.
medical leave, so we hope to get Holly
When
back.
is she back? What's the schedule?
I'll ask her.
I'll ask her.
We talked to her. She's recovering.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
so we're looking forward to getting Holly back too.
Lindsay says hi, all.
Lindsay's already here. Okay, let's put the chats up there.
Teresa?
Okay, there's Lindsay.
Says hello, everyone.
Hi,
so-
Lindsay. Welcome.
Lindsay and Teresa say
And
hi.
Teresa. Thank you, Lindsay and Teresa. Of course, they are very special people. You'll see that at the end of the video when there's a bunch of names over somewhere in this part of the screen, which you can get your name there too at patreon.com/Dr. Vaughan. And we thank our people who are on Patreon because they help out with things like, contributing to the delinquency of a doctor. And I don't know where yours are, but
Oh, right here.
my healthier compatriots here with the yes, yeah, that's right, Mr. Ed. Yeah, put it up there, Mr. Ed. You got
Dutch Brothers.
I think that's mango. Is that what you asked for? You asked for mango? Okay.
Mango.
Delicious. Wonderful.
Okay. He really likes it. So thank you for participating. Those of you who just stumble across this and don't know what it is, and Mr. Ed put the thing on Francis. Okay.
Hey, we got a call from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Janie
Wow.
Kissinger.
Oh, thank you.
And
Wait,
then
I'm sorry, I
Rusty-
can't read the name from
Rusty.
Janine.
Janine. Okay, thank you, Janine.
Jeannie? Actually, Jeannie.
Okay.
Jeannie Kissinger.
Jeannie.
And then
All right, Jeannie, thank you for being a part of the program.
Rusty Bernard. Hi, Lindsay and Twine. And hi, Teresa. She's
Rusty, one of our regulars. Thank you, Rusty, for also being a part of it. And we will go ahead and talk about, because it says the topic of the show, I'm sorry, I'm holding the drink. The topic of the show is surprise guest or guest host or surprise host. It's actually Ava, because Ava was here last week and you probably weren't expecting her to be here 2 weeks in a row, and she
Yeah.
is, because Gawain's not back until the second Monday in July. So I'm the only doctor on the show, so it'll be people like Ava helping us out, and maybe one of our new PAs, possibly. We'll see. We can continue the discussion from last week about the Great Resignation because it's still hitting our patients really hard. Now it's in referrals to specialists, having a hard time to some specialties that we never had a problem with before. Is that a new comment up there?
Yeah.
What's that?
We have a new person, Reverend Eugene D. Barbero.
The Reverend Eugene was that on your show?
Yep,
Reverend
last
Eugene
week.
was here last week. Yeah.
Very
Welcome
cool.
back, Reverend Eugene. We're glad to have you here. Okay, so the item in the news, and in fact, did I tell you this, Mr. Ed?
I don't think so.
That I got called by KCRA.
Oh.
Brittany Hope, one of their reporters, wanted to ask me about the new vaccine for COVID for the babies.
Oh, my. Okay.
So I commented on that, and we can talk about that here too if you guys want to know about what we're doing with COVID for the babies.
For
the
babies.
vaccine.
For babies.
Well, 6 months old. 6 months, 6 months and older now can get the COVID shot, and we do encourage everybody to do that. Unfortunately, we don't actually have the shots here for any age group. We're doing it through the pharmacies, which I'm sorry for those of you who wished you could get at your doctor's office. I'd like to also, but we're not able to do the COVID shots. We did some for Mr. Ed's age group, but
oh, the oldie.
did you get yours with us?
The octogenarian?
Did you get yours through us?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought maybe you had. But we did get a number of people who were older than Mr. Ed, and that was good to get them covered. But we don't have them for the younger groups. We're sorry, but we do encourage using it. And she tried to get me to give a preference to say one of them over the other, either the Moderna or the Pfizer. And it makes good television to have a definite opinion. Waffling is not good television, so I gave her an answer. And I said between the two, I leaned toward the Pfizer 3-dose for children under 6 months to 4 years old, under 5. Over the Moderna. I want people to get one or the other, but the reason I went with that was because it looks like if you get the 3 shots, you're going to be doing better than if you get just the 2 shots of the Moderna. The little caveat to that, though, is that you have to get all 3. You don't expect that you have significant immunity with just 2. It's really that third one that pushes it over. So it's a bit of a commitment to the 3. If you say, I'm not going to do the 3, we're just going to do the 2-shot one, then get the Moderna. Don't get just 2 shots of the Pfizer. Okay.
What's all this talk about the second booster?
Oh, second booster. So that would be for people over the age of 50.
Oh.
Of which we have 2 in the studio. So
Guess which 2?
guess which ones? And it's not Francis. Yeah. So
and
yeah,
it's
the
not
second booster.
and it's not Ava.
And it's not Ava.
No.
Hey, hi from Chicago, Laura Barzyk.
Oh, very good, Laura.
Wow.
Thank you, Laura, for participating in the chat and for joining us here on our live stream. Mostly live. You guys haven't seen it. There is a video out for our higher level Patreon members of my repair of Dr. Gawain's finger, and I should make mention of Lindsay's comment about she thinks that he's moonlighting as some kind of Dexter-like character cleaning up humanity for us, and he accidentally cut himself. I commented back on the Patreon that I don't know. I did not see how he got the injury. I just heard his tell a story about the knife. I'll leave that to people to wonder.
Okay, but we were talking about briefly that second booster.
Yes, second booster. So
But it's no good. I mean, it's only good for like, what, 6, 8 weeks?
yes, that's the problem. It gives you a bump in your protection against the Omicron variants that is short-lived. So we do still encourage people to have that level of protection rather than not having it, having less protection. There is work being done on Omicron-specific boosters that would be available in fall, maybe late fall, and so that would be something that we'd encourage people to get at that time who would be eligible for the second booster. So that's those of us over age 50. Sorry.
That's okay.
John Travolta went to the hospital.
John Travolta went to the hospital?
Thinking he had COVID, but it was only Saturday night fever. And he's going to be staying alive. I just thought I'd push that in there on you.
Thank you. And of course, we all know how to time the tempo of our CPR by that song, Staying Alive.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I Will Survive. What's the name of that singer who does I Will Survive?
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
you want to make sure you know it's Staying Alive and not I Will Survive. I've watched that episode of The Office.
Oh,
Have you seen
yeah.
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Gene Barbaro, or Reverend Eugene Barbaro.
The Reverend Eugene.
I went to blood work at a Lifespan lab. The girl drawing the blood told me the lost 200 words. Wait a minute. Can you guys read that?
Told me the lost 200 works.
The Lost.
Last? Did he mean last?
We're trying to figure out
Okay.
what Reverend Eugene was saying here. Something works.
And then Lindsay giving me a hard time about wanting to know how long I've been waiting to tell that joke. Okay, I won't tell that about John Travolta anymore.
Oh, and Lindsay knows the name of the singer who sang I Will Survive.
Thank you,
Gloria
Lindsay.
Gaynor.
Gloria
Gaynor.
Gaynor.
Gaynor?
Gloria Gaynor.
You know the name.
Yeah,
You remember it from...
from 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay, for coming up with that one. So, to follow up on the second booster, yes, a definite recommendation for it. Have I gotten my own? Not yet. I keep saying I'm going to. But I do intend to get it and not just wait till the fall. I was for a while considering, well, if we've got these Omicron-specific ones, maybe I'll wait till the fall and just do that. But here's the other piece of news, which is good news, and that's that the numbers have kind of plateaued for Omicron cases, and deaths have not gone up. So we're really, really pleased with where we are in the whole scheme of the duration of the, year and a half of, is it a year and a half now? Is that where we are? Year and a half of this pandemic, that we're at just a super good place with very low level of deaths. But those of us who aren't exposed to that or seeing the patients, you really don't know that there actually are people still getting hospitalized and dying from Omicron. So those people who are over age 50, we do encourage them to get vaccinated. We do encourage them to get their boosters because they are vulnerable. And then if you're older and have those conditions, those so-called COVID conditions, you can find them at Auburn Medical Group /COVID-conditions. Sorry, it's confusing, but that's where we put the list of the conditions that if you have those, you need to, if you do get COVID, you probably should get Paxlovid, the antiviral drug, which we've been giving out a lot of that. And a little piece of information on that is, if you don't have those COVID conditions, absolutely, we don't expect the antiviral to make a difference for you. So people who, regardless of age, if they call in and say, I'm interested in getting the antivirals because I'm COVID positive, if they don't have one of those conditions, we don't bother, because it's not going to make a difference. It's only in the people who are really at risk that it'll help them.
I have a way of testing for COVID.
No.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. I'm
What's
trying to tell you a legitimate way to test for COVID. You take a glass of wine. Now, wait a minute. And you smell it. And if you smell it and it smells like wine, then you taste it. And if you taste it and it smells like wine, you don't have COVID. Because you can taste and you can smell. Now, I did this test the other night about 19 times. I had a terrible headache the next morning. All kind of disoriented. I don't know what the problem was, but I did not have COVID. Okay, let's go.
Because you can smell the wine. Okay, I get it.
Well, when you have COVID, you don't smell or taste anything.
That was very much a thing early on with COVID. Not so much anymore. Another thing different between COVID before and COVID now with this new Omicron variant is that the home tests don't show that it's positive as often as they used to. And so you have to get the actual PCR test to back up. If you have symptoms of COVID and your home test says negative, don't take that as a negative. Go ahead and follow up with an actual PCR test, which we have them here. And then the other thing is that it's coming on very quickly after exposure to it, but it's mild for most people. They do really quite well. And then there goes the air. I don't know if the people at home can hear that or not.
It's the first time I've ever heard it. I ever heard that.
Well, it's only if you draw attention to it that people notice.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Any other comments here to interact with?
Reverend Eugene corrected, so...
Reverend Eugene again.
Yes.
They lost 200 workers. Now let's go back to his first comment.
His first comment, okay.
I went for blood work at a lifespan lab. The girl drawing the blood told me they lost 200 workers. They lost 200 workers.
Oh, that's what it was. He was commenting on the Great Resignation and how the lab was affected by losing all those workers. Yeah, it's really something. Thankfully, we're at a place now where we've hired the people we had lost, so we're able to function. Now we're trying to catch up with referrals to those specialties that have had. And Ava, when you're working up front, have you noticed
there's
that?
a lot of referrals.
Whoa, there's people not seeing our patients when we refer them. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit of a challenge to get the ones. At least we can get the urgent ones out and get them seen.
Indeed. I'm just looking to see if there's somebody else here. Nobody's jumped in.
Okay. All right. So thank you. Thank you both Ava and Mr. Ed for being a part of the show without Dr. Gwain. Dr. Gwain, we miss you if you're watching. But we hope you're having a great time with your family in the national park.
When's he going to be back?
The second Monday of July.
Oh, it's only a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do a couple more between now and then.
Okay.
And of course, we look forward to being with you. And we thank all of our patrons who keep us well stocked in Dutch Brothers. And we will see you next time. Until next time, it's Ava and Mr. Ed and
Goodbye.
Dr. Mark Vaughan telling all of you to stay in good health.
Doctors, thank you for another informative session. Auburn Medical Group is located in Auburn, California, USA. Thank you for participating. Please tell a friend and join us again next week.